What's up, Silly Geese? Grab your popcorn, because today we're watching a movie so bad that Paul Rudd's made a career jump scaring people from it.
Interesting. Let's show this clip from the final episode of Friends.
Mac and me takes the idea of E.T. and asks the important questions, like, how many alien feet pick are too many? And what if Coca-Cola wasn't just a refreshing beverage, but the lifeblood of a whole species? This is a 1988 sci-fi film about an alien named Mac who escapes from some scientists, befriends a boy in a wheelchair named Eric, and together they search for the rest of Mac's family and as much Coca-Cola as they can consume. I'm telling you guys, the product placement in this movie is obscene. I know what you're thinking, and yes, this movie did win several awards. It won 2 Golden Raspberries, one for Worst Director and one for Worst New Star, who, yep, you guessed it, Ronald McDonald. But who cares what those silly critics think? It's what the audience thinks that matters, right? The movie starts with our sweet alien family on their own alien planet doing absolutely nothing weird at all except for this thing that they do with their mouths. And the whole movie, their mouths are like this. They don't move. They're like that, one open-faced emoji that's just sitting there. A, USA spaceship rover lands on their planet and they treat it very friendly. Don't worry. Alien feet pics, alien feet pics, alien feet pics. We do get a really sweet moment where the baby alien starts helping collect the rocks and put them in the rover, and oh my gosh! They vacuum the baby! Then the rest of them get vacuumed, and why do their bodies shapeshift like this? The rover gets back to Earth and they start taking it apart, and we get this jump scare. All of the aliens come out of the rover, and the genius scientist decides they should know English.
Keep still, don't move.
And then Mac, the alien we're going to follow for most of the movie, gets separated from his family because he grabs a fence, and this happens. We get a cinematic juggernaut of a scene of Mac rolling through traffic, kind of roly-poly-olying onto some car windshields, and eventually causing a massive pile-up crash. While everyone's distracted from the crash, Mac crawls into the young family's car, who is Eric and his family, but here we get our first real product placement.
Wonder what they were looking for. Omelets.
And when I say for most of this movie, Mac is just getting zooted on Coca-Cola while his family wanders a desert, I'm not lying. They eventually arrive at their new home and they meet their neighbor Debbie outside, and I wonder how she is.
Shh. Communing with the air spirits.
Right.
Eric's family is moving and they arrive at their new house, and you get the usual hijinks that come with an alien moving into your home. Michael, his older brother, sees the alien 3 times and is really chill about it for some reason. Mac creeps into Eric's room and electrocutes his TV when it's not plugged in. And then Mac takes a shower, but leaves a criminal amount of wet footprints. How wet is this guy? After following the footprints and realizing there's an alien in his house, Eric does the thing Cool Cat would tell him to do.
We should tell our parents and teachers about it.
And tells his mom about the alien. She obviously doesn't believe him, which is a shame because she misses these sweet RC car tricks that Mac does, including trying to run over Eric with an RC car. Mac starts doing some home renovations on their home for some reason, one of which includes drilling a peephole, and that doesn't seem okay with children in the house. Mac finishes the home renovations and we get a nice little "move that bus" reveal. Yeah, it's real bad. So the next morning, Eric's mom wakes up and sees that her house, her brand new home, has been absolutely trashed. Several very heavy objects have been lifted and moved to other areas, and she instantly thinks, yep, that was probably my wheelchair-bound son that did that.
Eric, what have you done? I didn't do it, Mom.
So Eric, being framed for a crime he clearly couldn't commit, gets mad and rolls away in protest with Debbie hot on his trail. And then we get to the next scene that made this movie this movie. This is the clip you may have seen because of Paul Rudd.
Interesting. Let's show this clip from the final episode of Friends.
This is where Eric starts to roll down a hill, his wheelchair brakes break off, and he rolls off a hill into a lake. They've never mentioned this lake before, and we never see this lake again. It was here purely to traumatize a child. So Eric's clearly drowning in this lake, and Mac jumps in because he's there now and just pushes him out of the lake, wheelchair and all. So Eric's mom's clearly concerned for his health now, and she hires a psychiatrist to come in who gives him a pretty solid plan.
I'm going to give you this mild sedative.
And Eric calls out Debbie for not backing him up, but she had a really good reason for not.
Because nobody would believe it. You should back me up. It wouldn't do any good. You already think you got schizophrenia.
Make it up to him, though, she invites him to a birthday party. And yes, a birthday party. Not her birthday party.
Hey, why don't you invite Eric to Brittany's birthday tomorrow?
You want to come?
We also start to get a weird romance subplot between Michael and Debbie's older sister.
Michael, Eric's brother.
I'm Courtney, Deb's sister.
Yeah,
Nice meeting you.
me too.
Debbie's older sister works at McDonald's, but don't worry, they're not going to use that for product placement.
McDonald's, huh?
Yeah.
Why don't you stop by for a Big Mac?
What I feel like?
A Big Mac?
Man is a genius.
And let's sneak in one more Coke product placement while we're at it. Eric and Debbie decide that they need to capture Mac now, so they set up like a vacuum trap. Alien feet pics, alien feet pics, and it leads to this insane scene.
Don't hurt him! You're hurting me!
Michael joins them, and they eventually reverse the motor on the vacuum and shoot Mac out, who lays there like this. And I wonder what's going to make him feel better.
Hey, he looks tired.
Eric's mom comes home with Mac still there, and instead of showing him and proving he's not,
Schizophrenia.
he just has Mac run away. But the next morning, Mac has cleaned the entire house and snuck some product placement in.
He cleaned up everything. Look at this.
We get some more shots of Mac's family in the desert, and these suits are just criminal. I mean, we get our first real close-up in the sun look, and they kind of seem unbothered that Mac's not there, which with how he's acting, I really understand. Meanwhile, Eric and his mom go for a little run/roll, and Mac decides to commit Grand Theft Auto and get chased by dogs. After a weird will they, won't they see each other kind of scene, Mac ends up in a tree while Eric and his mom run by with this music playing. Everybody back at the house except for the mom. Mac fries the power lines, and these power guys have to come out. But these are the villains of the movie who were the scientists in the beginning somehow.
Anything unusual last night?
Like what?
What were you doing when the blackout occurred?
I was driving up the street.
I see. Thank you.
Mom, that's the guy from the crash in the desert. Don't you recognize him?
And I guess electrocuting an entire grid wore out Mac.
He doesn't look so good.
But don't worry, we know how to fix him.
That drink.
It's finally time for that birthday party that Eric was invited to that was not Debbie's birthday. And any guesses where they're going? Anyone have a guess?
McDonald's, huh?
This is where Ronald McDonald makes his award-winning appearance.
Hiya, Coach. How's it going? Nice teddy bear.
I just thought about it. Did they name him Mac because of Big Mac? Is that another product placement? Speaking of Mac, they don't want to leave him at the house by himself, so they dress him up as a teddy bear, and it looks like this.
Sounds good.
Here, take him.
I mean, it looks so bad, and they start to load him into Debbie's mom's car, and he's actively moving while Debbie can see him. And the eyes are so scary, and he starts making noises at some point. And I thought they were just going to ignore this, but they eventually do give an excuse.
He just got new microchips.
We pull up to McDonald's, and for some reason, there's a sick dance battle going on outside. I'm a personal fan of the kids just on the side clapping. Mac is fiending for some Coke, so he does this in the restaurant.
Oh, Mac, you mean
And nobody freaks out because Debbie knows that everyone thinks.
It's okay, everybody thinks it's just a toy.
We get another random McDonald's dance break, and now there's some grown men in football outfits. Mac gets like dance fever, and he can't resist and starts busting some moves on the counter. The science cop people are somehow at McDonald's too, and they've brought cages to get Mac, but the entire dance is now conglomerating outside around them in their cages. Eric and Mac take off to get away from the science cop people, and they find a couple downhill stretches where they can get some distance. And then they find another downhill stretch. And, yep, another downhill stretch. And yes, one more downhill stretch, this time through traffic. Until eventually they hitch a ride to the mall from this guy. Mac delays the cops by setting off some RC cars while Eric goes to get his mom from her store she's working at.
How long have you been in lingerie?
What did she say?
How long have you been in lingerie?
Why is that necessary in this movie? They do some minor property damage, but before we can worry about that, we get another downhill scene. Until Michael comes and picks them up with Debbie and Debbie's sister, and this is where his mom finally puts together that he's
A creature from outer space.
But they're already off to find Mac's family. They find a place to stop and rest, and Michael's really nice and offers Mac some water, but he doesn't want water. We all know what he wants.
Ooh, he likes this.
They give him some Skittles this time, too, for an extra product placement, and I wonder if he likes them. They take Mac out to some windmills because earlier he set up the windmills in the house. Despite us never seeing his family around windmills, they were always in the desert. And then he does this weird hand thing. Okay, why does Mac kind of have a dump truck? They make sure with Mac that they're going the right way. And eventually they narrow down and they find the rest of Mac's family in this cave and they're all dead? Yep, nope, they're not all dead. They just needed... Mac's dad does this.
We're Mac's friends.
And they never explain why he does that. But then they pile in the van and start driving what I can only assume is 1,000 miles an hour. Debbie keeps yelling at the dad alien.
You can't do this in a vehicle like this.
They all play Simon Says at one point.
Simon Says, yeah. Simon.
Put your hands on your head.
All right.
Hands on your head. Head.
Yeah, that's right. On your head. There we go.
And then they eventually have to stop to call Eric and Michael's mom. And it is at this point that the movie has completely lost its plot. There's nothing else to do. So naturally, it gets really, really dark. While they're on the phone, someone pulls up to the car the aliens are in with some Sprite. But that's not Coke, so I'm sure they're not interested.
Don't do that!
Really unhappy with the uncaffeinated beverage, they just walk in a store to get some Coke. Security clearly sees that this is a problem, and he starts to work to de-escalate the situation.
Tell him to back off!
But fear not, because Mac's alien dad just takes the gun and shoots it.
Give me the gun.
Michael keeps saying this,
Don't hurt them. They're not dangerous.
but I'm not so sure. He is a coke-deprived alien with a gun. That is a case for trouble. So they arrest Michael, but let the aliens just wander away. And they're going back to the van, and it's up to Eric to go stop them. Until a cop starts shooting at the aliens with Eric in the crossfire. So naturally, Mac's dad starts shooting back. So Eric, a wheelchair-bound child, is caught in the middle of a crossfire, and then the van blows up. They rush to check on Eric, and okay, he's alive.
I know he's still breathing. My God, he's gonna be okay.
You know, I was really worried that
He's gone.
What? He's gone?
he's dead now? He wasn't close to the explosion, and he wasn't hit by a bullet. I don't understand. So the aliens walk out of the fire, and the cops are chill with them now. There's no attempt to arrest. There's no gunfight. I guess now that they got Eric, they're like, case settled. We got the wheelchair boy. We don't need to worry about the aliens anymore. They start doing their weird hand ritual thing. Except for the baby, who I just guess couldn't care less about all the blood on his hands at this point. And yep, Eric's alive again, and his mom's here now somehow. The alien also rubs the mom's back like this. I like to think he's not comforting her, but he's sitting there and he's whispering, hey, you know, since we saved your son, you could really make it up to us. Do you know how you can make it up to us? The next day, the science cops are running into a courtroom, and there is a judge swearing people in as citizens, including the aliens who are now fully clothed, but somehow look substantially creepier. Eric tries to shake the baby's hand, you know, the one that wanted him dead earlier, and the baby still wants nothing to do with him. So they all kiss and hug and then run off into a pink Cadillac that they somehow can afford now. As they're riding off into the sunset, we get this bubble. But they were never back. There was no sequel ever made. And that's Mac and Me. And there's really only one way for us to end this video. If you enjoyed Mac and Me, like and subscribe to join the Silly Geese gaggle. Or check out these videos YouTube will think you'll like. Until next time, stay silly geese.